This podcast is meant for mature audiences only and contains strong sexual language. Welcome to Sex, Love, and the Black Experience with your hosts, Miss Kiki Love and Miss Nisha B of Orgasmic Melanin Goddesses. We're just two dope sisters who love to talk about sex and give our amazing guests a platform to share their experiences and expertise as it pertains to sex, love, and the Black experience. So let's get started.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to Sex, Love, and the Black Experience podcast. We don't got our effects, y'all. Like we have, you know what I'm saying? We don't got our effects, but we gonna make our own. And we are co-host Miss Kiki Love.
I'm Miss Nisha B.
Yes. Come on through. And we got a special guest in studio today because we haven't had a in-person with us since we changed over to Century City Radio. Shout outs to Julian, our super producer. Yeah. And our special guest today is the lovely goddess Aya.
Yeah. Giving that Detroit love, dog. Woo, woo, woo. She from Detroit like me, yeah.
I don't know what it is about y'all bitches from Detroit. I don't understand it.
That's okay. You don't have to understand.
The 313 life.
Yes.
Okay. Because I'm from 510, so I don't know nothing about that.
It's going down in the D.
It goes down in the D.
I be like, what is going on? There's so many people from Detroit out here in Phoenix.
There's so many people from California too. Where you from?
Not from the Bay though. The
Bay they mostly from like the LA
area. Yeah, the Bay is a different type of monster.
We was trying to get away from that damn cold
and all the violence.
We just wanted something different, and we was like, I can't deal with cold. Right. I do not like cold weather anymore. My blood has thinned.
Yeah,
I can't deal with it. But what's crazy is humidity bothers me too now because I've been here so long. The heat, that's hot. It's hot. But I can go back home and the temperature could be lower. But if that humidity makes it feel hotter, I feel like I got to take 12 showers that day. You know what I'm saying?
You do.
Yeah, it's crazy.
You sweating like crazy. So I have changed since I've moved here. I've adjusted.
Listen, I'm always gonna be a Bay Area girl through and through. I don't know the fuck ASAP y'all type it, but Kiki is Bay Area down.
But I'm claiming Arizona. I've been here long enough to be like,
I'm never gonna be a Phoenician. That is never gonna be my plight.
Well, I feel like I live here. This is my home.
Right,
I'm trying to bring, I want to add and grow and build and be a part of this community.
Absolutely.
So I'm always going to be a Detroit girl at heart, right?
Yep,
but this is my home.
Yeah, I stay here. That's what I tell people. I stay here.
When I first moved here, people was like, oh, how you like Phoenix? I said, Phoenix likes me. That's what I said.
Yeah, I stay here, man. I stay here, but I'm from that 510 period. Yes, baby.
But we got an amazing guest here, and I have to read.
Come on, read the bio.
I have to read her bio because I want to do it justice.
Come on.
So, Goddess Aya is a sacred sex goddess, sensuality life coach, plant medicine woman, retreat and workshop facilitator, and the owner of the Goddesseshouse LLC, a lifestyle kink party house and retreat space for the sexually liberated soul.
Yeah.
Now say that 2 times fast. Okay, just say that.
So go ahead and say hi to everybody.
Hey, everybody.
Yeah. We're so excited to have you.
It's a pleasure to be here with you guys.
Yeah. It was a blessing just connecting with you. Yes. It's always great to meet like-minded people, people who have a heart to really want to network with people, don't have that that mindset of it's all me. Don't want to share information and stuff like that. That happens. It's just not that they're not my cup of tea.
Yeah.
Right.
And so when we connected, it was just, I just felt like, thank you. I'm good. Did you drink some water?
Yes, thank you.
I just felt like, did you want some water?
I'm good.
Okay, you good. Okay. I just felt like when I met you, I was like, we could do some things. Mm-hmm. We could connect. Your spirit is just awesome. And then like the goddess's house, it reflects your spirit.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like
does.
When I went there, I just felt like very comfortable there. Mm-hmm. So let's talk about what happens at the goddess's house. Ooh. Okay, now don't clutch the pearls, Julian. Go ahead.
Oh, Julian be sick of us. He be sick of us. Yes.
Yeah. So yeah, I created the goddess's house. It's it's a retreat, really. Like, I desire a place to feel safe, comfortable, and supported in my sexuality. Like, I want to be able to be that person every day. Like, the more I knew that was my soul, like, there's no going back. I needed a space to foster that for me and for other people, because it didn't exist. Like, it's hard to find primarily melanated spaces too.
Ooh, come on,
okay, for your
we know that, right?
Come
especially here.
Indeed. And so when I started the Goddess's House, there was nothing. I started it with another lady out in Tempe, and I went to a party. Honestly, back up a little bit. I had just left my husband in 2021. And I was telling her my story, and she was like, "Sounds like you need to get laid." And I was like, "I do need to get laid." Like,
fact.
Let's do this. And that next weekend, we went to a party at a different party house called Sexy Situations. They're up in Glendale. Okay. The woman who owns that house is Black, and then she has a white male partner.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so I walked in the space.
I never heard of that one.
Yeah, they've been around for quite a long time.
There's a couple other ones I know, like there's one up in Surprise, and but I didn't hear about that one, and that's closer to me.
Is it? Yeah, it's Glendale area.
Yeah.
But their audience is different now. It used to, like, when we first walked in 2-3 years ago, it was about half Black, and I was like, wow, Black people do this? Like,
yes.
Okay.
We are not a monolith.
Right? I felt like I found home. Like, I was really searching. I had been in a group of just women trying to explore our sexuality for ourselves, and I felt very confident in what I needed, but I didn't know where, to the club, like that's the option. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
facts.
And, there wasn't. I just didn't know. I wasn't aware, honestly. So I walked in and I was like, "Is anybody doing this?" We were in Tempe. Is anybody doing this in Tempe? Because, and we had our first party the very next weekend.
Wow.
And we started doing events every 2 weeks, pretty much, going forward. So it was on and popping. Like, it was a wonderful time to just have a space, and it's like a normal party, right? So for people who are unfamiliar with what lifestyle or play party is, it's a party with sex on side, really. Like, you know what I mean?
Basically,
it's honestly better than the club, because you at least know the people here are interested in pursuing sex. You don't have to guess.
Right.
You know what I mean? You just have a conversation, get to know people, hang out, we smoke, we chill, we eat good, and you talk it up with somebody nice enough. Like, there's some rooms in the back, or you can put on a show in the front. You know what I mean? Like. Yeah, so it's a fun space. The space itself is at the base of South Mountain, so it's already, you're leaving the city, really. Like, I come home and the city's in my rear view and the mountain's in the front.
Yeah,
like,
I love that view.
It is. It's a gorgeous view. So you already feel like you're escaping the real world. And I've got a half acre of land. 2,000 plus square foot home, 4 bedrooms. And each of the rooms has like a unique feel. We've got, like you mentioned, our content room. It's a wall full of mirrors. It's a lot of sexy, inspirational decorations. I believe in sacred sexual work. So there's a lot of lotuses, goddesses. Like, my goal is to allow you to be free to be you, to explore whatever you feel in your spirit. You want to, come learn how to have multiple orgasms. You want to be tied up. You want to, learn how to work the pole. Like, all those things are optional.
I gotta learn how to work that pole.
Pole dancing, pole work.
Pole dancing
is very
physical.
It's very physical. Because I do it, and when my arms, at the end, I'll be my legs, my core, everything, and I just be like. and it's a workout.
It is indeed.
It is a workout. And
Yeah.
so I got to get back into it.
I'm trying to talk my husband into get a pole. I don't know where we would put it. In the living room somewhere.
In the bedroom. Y'all would put it in there. Y'all have space enough to do.
I want to put it in the living room so when people come, they can play too.
Okay. Well,
Yep.
You know, and then my husband, he didn't turn the living room into like last night he turned the lights. It's look like a club.
Nice.
Seriously, he like now it's time to have a party. I was like, we'll have a party. We have some people over, do a game night or something.
Yeah.
But I would say what I love about the house.
Yes.
Is I love all that space in the backyard.
Yeah. Oh my God!
It's got a pool. It's got a tiny home in the back. It's got a outside like oven, and then what's that little igloo? What's that little thing? I call it the Hobbit house.
Yeah, it's called an earthship. That's the technical name. So if you look up earthship, they're
it's dope.
Yeah, they're terrestrial buildings built from the earth. So the original owners of the house, they dug into the ground and they insulated it with tires, and then they built a structure around it. So it's you literally go in through a Hobbit door,
man, and it was hell me trying to get in that damn Hobbit door.
I knew my limitations, right? And I said that for my big ass is not gonna work.
Right. But it's so cool in there and chill.
It is very chill.
But when I first came to the house, because again, this hoe here was telling me, she was like, yo, this house, da, 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 da. I was like, all right, bitch, all right, what's this Aya person? Because I'm real eerie of people. I be real, as an empath, I be real eerie of folks, and I be like, who you bringing to me with this, right? But once I came there, and first time I met you, and I was like, yep, this is a person. And
then the house was dope. Yeah, because we were talking about we want to do play parties. Right. It was like we don't know where to go or what to do. And then when I met you, it was like, girl, you can have it here. You can have it. And it was already set up.
Yes. Right.
Yeah. And it already has. You don't have to convert it. No. You don't have to make it be what you want it to be. It already is. And when we have vended at the last event that you had,
Valentine's Day.
Like, it's just every day. We just sit there talking about politics and music and all kind of stuff. And then it just...
I got the party
turned into some sex.
I did. I did, because people are very curious, especially about BDSM work, because that's my wheelhouse as far as like what we do. And I'm the silent killer of our group. Like, you know what I mean? Like... And so, po baby, she was working them floggers, and I was like, she gonna hit her face with them floggers if she don't know what the fuck she doing. Because you can really hurt yourself or really hurt somebody if you don't know what you're doing. Yeah. And I was like, do you want me to help you out? She was like, please, Kiki, please. And I said, okay, bet. So I basically did a little demonstration.
And I had walked away. Right. I came back and I was like, they having sex now. But it's like, I gotta leave in 15 minutes. So, I got to go home.
But it was dope because people actually got to see what we do, right? And the dynamic between us. Yeah. And so it was pretty much awesome because everybody was just watching in awe of what I was doing, and everybody, like, you can hear a pin drop. And so it was just like, oh my God, like, you really, like, doing your thing. And I'm like, yeah, like, and I told people, like, this BDSM work is very fucking serious. You can really hurt yourself. You can hurt somebody else if you don't know what you're doing and using the proper tools. So it was very, very cool that people were very engaged in the moment and listening to what I was saying. But yeah, they took those necessary, those little tiny nuggets. But it's just like learning those tools and using those tools properly can really help people in their everyday all day when it comes to sex. So it was awesome.
And that's why it's important to have the space that you have for people. Like you were saying, you didn't know where to go. You didn't know. Right. Like, let's kind of go back. Yeah. To some years. Like, what made you realize that you do you identify as hypersexual?
I do,
okay.
yeah.
So what makes you, I asked first.
Yeah.
what made you realize that, you know, I identify as hypersexual and realize that you needed this type of space?
Yeah, actually, my sexual journey started when I was very young, I feel like. And I was sexual starting at, well, I can't remember age I started at, but I lost my virginity at 13. And yeah, I was the girl giving the whole football team head. I was that girl.
Wow.
Like, they had a reputation that preceded me. Like, it was insane. But I loved it. Like, I don't know. I really love giving pleasure. I love receiving pleasure. I don't know. And then I got married young. I got locked down and moved away, and I don't know. I felt like I was a lioness in a cage. Like, I was trapped in, like, we used to have a good sex life, and the more kids and the more, like, life, the pursuit of money, like, the pursuit of the American dream, all of that. Like, I was having sex once a month sometimes.
Oh, wow.
Every other.
And that won't work if you
it
hypersexual.
Wasn't work. It doesn't. It doesn't. I ended up cheating on my husband a few times, and it was really obviously traumatizing, a lot to work through. We tried to stay married for the most part, but yeah, I just got to a point where I wasn't satisfied, and I had to weigh, is it worth my marriage and my children's future for me to have access to my pleasure? Like, and I didn't know, so I spent all that time in my marriage trying to learn. Like, I went to lots of women's retreats. I studied under people who were training in sexuality. I did pole dancing classes for like 2 years. Like, I was doing all this work to gain my confidence in the sexual space. I started doing the life coaching. And it just, I was like, yeah, no, actually, it is very important. It's been stifled, especially in the Black community.
Ooh, talk about it.
You know, it's
the stifled, that word right there, you just hit it.
Yeah.
We are very stifled as a community when it comes to our sexual pleasure and our wellness.
Well, because we're told we're not, like, you for fighting it. Like, you felt like, I have to do this, I have to do, and so do you feel like you were denying your true, like, self? Now, let me ask you this, because you were married, and which means you have children.
Yes.
And being your true self now, how do you feel that that's impacted your life and even your relationship with your, you know, as a parent, being a parent?
Yeah. I mean, I feel like it's made me more solid as a human, first of all. Like, I don't feel like I'm trying to either, one, figure out who I am, or find those missing pieces in other things. Like, I'm now able to enjoy my life more fully because I am myself.
Right.
Which means I enjoy my kids more, which means I'm a more present human. Like, and I've had conversations with my kids about these choices. We're a very open family. And so I've tried to communicate that being yourself, is how you fill your cup to be able to to give to others.
Right.
You know, like, and when I wasn't pleasured, I was a miserable human. Like, I get to walk out now. Like, before I got here, I had a guy who's helping me get the house ready, and he was like, I'm not going to rev you up too much, but that put light and extra energy in my body. You know what I mean? And we are missing that energy exchange in our Black communities. We're so either just averse to really experiencing the pleasure that's possible in our bodies. I was a one orgasm, like, one and done, and now I can come from everything. I come from any touch. Like, it is, my body is pleasure.
You are in tune.
I am.
I'm not that in tune.
Yeah. I mean,
not yet.
Not yet.
I'm not saying, I'm still on my journey. I started in my 40s.
Yeah.
And figuring out, like, I came from a space, and a lot of my friends, like, where we had desires, but you was a hoe if you did that, or you can't do that, or sometimes I feel like the weight on our shoulders as Black people, like, we can't be a certain way because we're representing all Black people, and they're gonna look at, and then because we were sexualized, you know, all the way back in slavery, it's like, no, we can't do that anymore. And it's like, no, now we're taking control of that. You know, nobody is forcing me to do it. If if this is the direction I want to go, I'm choosing to do that. And I shouldn't be it shouldn't be a stigma around it, because and if I'm handling my business and taking care of myself, it's not, I mean, there are addictions out here or something like that where people like they can't even take care of their business. That's different. You're not saying that. You're still a parent, you're still living your life, you're doing whatever, but you're also prioritizing your pleasure. And offering a safe space for other people to explore and explore that option,
which is a beautiful thing.
It is, especially for people of color, because I'm just gonna tell you this right now, some black people don't want to play with non-black people. And a lot of times you go to like hotel takeovers or play parties, and you might be the only black person there, and it's like, I've been there. And it's just it's just a preference. And so I think it's important that we create those spaces. We're all about safe spaces for people of color to be able to learn and express themselves. But in addition to that, also find, it's beyond just the sex, because you also offer a space where people can learn and grow and connect. And I'm gonna tell you this right now. I'm newbie to the lifestyle, but I prefer being around those spaces, and I've said that many times, because I feel safer in those spaces more than if I go to a club, because you go to a club, they don't understand consent culture. They don't understand, they touching, hey, grabbing on yourself.
Very true.
You could be butt ass naked at the goddess's house, and ain't nobody gonna touch you unless you ask, unless they ask and get consent. And the fact that you could feel that comfortable in spaces like that. And plus, I'm just gonna be honest with you, it made me like lifestyle parties. The dressing up and stuff, the themes. I love themes. They always have a theme party, glow night and this night. I'm like, ooh, you get to dress up and make it sexy. Hell yeah!
She'll text me and be like, bitch, look at the outfit. And I'll be like, your nerdy ass. Loves Halloween. That's her favorite Halloween.
I love dressing
up and doing all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I like Christmas. I don't care about
Halloween,
but I love Halloween. So it was just my style. And then I feel like too, what I love about being in the lifestyle space is people are being free. They're being themselves. There's no pretentiousness. There's no people uptight and being fake. There's no fakery and fuckery.
Right. You have to bring your authentic self.
Right.
It's a very vulnerable space already. Yeah. So people do show up less masked than they do in real life.
And I love it. Yeah. And then it's always like everybody's just unique and I just love eclectic people, people who are just different and being themselves. Yeah. So for me, that's what I love about it. Now, I have never played at a party. My husband and I have gone and we just watch other people. But I'll tell you this, when we get home, that should be on and popping. Because you'll be like so turned on. I am a voyeur. All day I would look and be like, what y'all doing over there?
Voyeurism is something that is very, very, very big.
They say it's the forgotten kink. Because a lot of people don't think. Exhibitionists need voyeurs. They want you to look at them having sex. And they get turned on by that.
I'm very much a voyeur. I love to watch. I be like,
I'm definitely an exhibitionist. I'm gonna be the show.
I'm the voyeur, but I'm telling you though, it does something when we get home. Though it'd be like, did you see? Oh, we gonna try that when we get home, and it's just like fire.
Yeah, and there's space for all of that too at the.
But I will lie. You lie a little bit, friend, because you did some things, and I have to remind you.
Oh, that was at that one.
Yeah, and I have to remind you of yourself. Because you be lying talking about you ain't did nothing.
I never went to, so that was a different event. So we did like a little mini thing. It was like a collab thing. Yeah. And it was like maybe 6 of us there, 6 or 8 of us there. Yeah. And my husband and I went and we were like, we probably gonna be the vanilla people up in here. We ain't gonna do nothing. We was the wildest was in there. They had so first of all, my husband don't mind getting naked. He'll get naked in a minute. He don't give a damn.
Nice.
So they were doing massages. He was the first one. Yeah. Took his clothes off, jumped on there, massage. And then we were doing also photo shoot. Yes. You know, we were shooting content and stuff. Yeah. And then I came over there and she was massaging him and I was massaging. So we was massaging together. So he had force. He was cheating because she had him covered up and he cheating, like moving the thing under trying to see. He did get a happy ending from me. Nice. I mean, why not? They had that Cardi B.
Mind you, I'm in the bedroom, right? Because it was a suite that
she was like, sis, I did not want to see my brother, all his stuff out. And stuff. I
was like, it was interesting to me when we did that because it was basically just content. My thought process was, just be free, be yourself, right?
We were.
Right. And
I didn't expect to.
No, absolutely not. Yeah. But I was doing photos in the bedroom and they were, you know, in the living room getting massages, and then we switched. And then I had the bright idea of doing the bathroom, the shower scene. Nice. Because, again, we're bedroom candy consultants. So my first thought process is, let's get some of these product shots, right? And so our producer at the time that was producing our content and our podcast and things like that, I was like, yo, get the shots, bro. Get the shots. He was like, what? You serious? You about to do it? I'm like, yeah, get the shots.
And then we got left alone in the bedroom.
Ooh. Right.
And we were like kind of playing around. And
mind you, he had cameras everywhere.
Next thing you know,
right,
we was having sex in the bedroom.
I'm done.
With each other. And then he came in there I got it all on video too. Nice. He came in there with the camera and we watched it. We like, ooh, nice. Shit. We were considering together doing content.
Yeah.
But for me, I've been like, I don't know if I want to share that content.
We still have it. Like, we still have a bunch of content.
Part of me wants to keep. Well, listen.
I need to do content.
My husband would pull out a camera phone, and I was like, if somebody take your phone, they gonna see everything. He then he'll take the camera and want to show me his point of view. Yeah. I want you to see my view. Nice. And then I go look at it, I'm like, I'm jealous you got that view. Yeah. I don't got that view. But me coming from my background and being so uptight, because I'll tell you a story. So I got into this whole sexual journey at 40. I was looking to make some money. You know, I used to sell another product, right? Okay. But I didn't want to do those kind of parties anymore. And I was like, oh, sex sales, I'm going to sell sex toys. Mind you, at the time when I did it, I was approved. Okay. So I was at parties showing the stuff to people and they drunk and telling me all their business. And I was looking at them like,
right.
You know, and then I started, but I was like, to sell sex toys, I have to educate myself on sex. Yeah. Right. Then I was like, well, damn, I didn't even understand. I didn't know what a G-spot was. I didn't know none of that at 40. Yeah. And I was like, I know it's so many of my friends and people that I know at my age that also don't know their bodies, right?
Very true.
So I really started, and the more and more I got educated, the more and more I was like, oh, this is natural. This isn't, you know. Right. Yeah. And so my journey has just been it's slowly. You know, I did find a great partner who's like, we can discover things together, which I feel really blessed that, you know, I got somebody late in this age that we both are kind of on the same page. Yeah. And we're both on the same page. I don't say kind of, but I'm the toe dipper. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? In terms of like lifestyle. Like to
dip your toe, friend.
I do, but I right now I'm the voyeur. But who's to say, like you said, in that situation, I didn't even expect to do anything. Right. But the mood hit me. Yeah. And I just went with the flow.
Brother
right, was in our little Santa. He had the Santa hat on, and I had the little Santa outfit on, and
I like to dress up. When I came out the shower was smacking, and I was like, I was like, what the hell? And so I was like, I had just finished, you know, doing the things or whatever, and I was like, what is that smacking? Nice. And then I looked to my left, and I'm like, Okay.
She was like, I did not want to see my sister and my
No.
brother naked.
But I had to finish up. I had to finish up the product shot.
It was fun.
So I'm sitting on the other bed. Literally, he's recording me, and I'm doing all the product shots. I have all the videos.
Get it.
And so you can hear the unedited, them smacking, flipping, doing all this shit, and I'm just like.
So we was the wildest ones when we was on our way driving there. Like, we ain't gonna do nothing. We just gonna watch everybody else, and we were the one that just.
There was one shot which you loved. You still love this photo of me, and I'm holding one of the products, and I'm calm, but literally to the right of me, they just smacking, and I'm calm.
And what you call it, just filming.
Yeah,
all of
he got
angles and everything.
Yeah,
so I'm looking at. I look back at the video like, whoo, we did that.
Yeah. Yeah, but
I think a lot with me is.
But that's amazing though.
A lot with me is I have years and years of body positivity issues with me personally. So one moment I feel confident, and the other time I'm like, I don't like my gut. I don't like this. I don't like that.
Yeah.
So that's something I've been working through for years. I was in the film theater industry, and I was told, like, by people that I looked up to, that I was fat and I need to lose weight, and I was way smaller than I am now. So that sticks with you when you've been told that as a 15, 16-year-old kid by people that you look up to who are well known in that industry, and you know they know what they're talking about. It doesn't bode well when you're a young person and you're impressionable at that time, and that's when you're, So it did affect my confidence some, but I'm working on it. I'm a work in progress.
Right.
But I do feel like in coming to your space, that maybe that's something that I can eventually
grow into, because the space, and I call it hippie chic. That's the best way I can describe the Goddess House is hippie chic. It just gives off your hipster.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
It's just that
you got
hippie.
sound bowls.
Yeah. It's just like, it's very tranquil and calm. And you walk in and there's music playing and there's a vibe.
Yes.
And you just walk in there and it's just like, okay, yeah, this is very much, you're very much a hipster. And I love that. Yeah. And I love that.
Yeah. It came from a spiritual community before I got in the sexual community.
Yeah. And so you combined your parts of your personality into your house, which is amazing. And then you'll bring that type of vibe and those type of people. So super excited. And I want to ask, because a lot of people, like you explained what a play party is and lifestyle. Yeah. Let's talk about, if I'm a person who's curious, right? Yeah. What could I expect coming to the Goddess House? Like, how does your setup? Oops, sorry. How does the setup work? And how can I feel comfortable even though I've never been in that type of setting before? Yeah.
All right, cool. So we try to have we have a what is it called? My brain. A social. That's what they're called. So that you can come by and check out the space beforehand. So you can come see the space without the pressure of a party if you want to just get comfortable with the setting. A lot of people have wild expectations about what a sex house looks like.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, I mean, there's some of those things in there, but they're in my place. I add them into it. You have
the St. Christopher's
I do.
Cross.
I have the St. Andrew's cross. Yeah, I have a room full of mirrors.
St. Christopher. St. Andrews. I'm sorry.
Yeah. You know, there's a stripper pole and stuff.
Yeah.
You know, I have some sex furniture. There's a nice little lap dance chair. You know, so there's different elements to the house, but we'll give you a tour. We have an etiquette and guidelines that we send to everybody who RSVPs.
Yeah, I love that.
So you know right offhand what we expect, the type of behavior. We like no touching without consent. That's one of our biggest rules. We don't allow bareback sex at our events unless you are with your partner, you know. And then we have a wristband system. So when you get checked in, we also have security. So we're making sure we're not having minors or people bringing weapons. So you already know that part's safe. But yeah, you check in, you get a wristband, either green for, hey, I'm here, I'm ready to party. Like, come talk to me, I'm down to play. Yellow is like, I'm interested, but I'm kind of curious, probably want more conversation and more engagement before you say yes. And then we have a red wristband for people who just want a voyeur, who are not sure their level of engagement, or you only want to play with the people you're here with. Like those are options too, you know what I mean? So yeah, put on a red wristband if you're uncomfortable or you just want to watch. You know, people will still it's still social. It's a very social environment, so. You know, so it's not just, you know, you walk in and it's on site people fucking. You know, it's really not. It's really not like that.
No, it's not. It took hours. We were there like because people are getting to know each other.
Yeah,
Some people are like, you know what I'm saying, demisexual, where they need to connect with you first and stuff like that. So it don't just pop off like that. Like you just walk in and like, let me grab you and throw you on the bed.
Right. And that experience is like that for everybody. Like we don't guarantee sex. We guarantee a space for you two, but you have to have your own game or your own, you know,
and let's talk about that because I'm gonna tell you this. Like, you know, the whole thing where, you know, single men, you know, sometimes they don't want the creepy single men, so sometimes they charge a little bit more. Is that how it is?
Yeah, we do it that way. We do charge more for single men.
Like, you'll have that conversation where men will feel like, or people will feel like, well, I came here, I paid my money, I'm supposed to have some sex. No,
we don't guarantee play.
It doesn't work like that.
Yeah.
Sometimes I wonder, could that backfire in? Because sometimes they charge ridiculous prices for the men, and then you paying $200 or $150. I'm not saying it at the goddess's house, but you know, that to me, that puts pressure on them to feel like I paid my money, I better get some.
Yeah, and I've had on both sides of the spectrum that conversation, but it is a balance that we, you know, have to try and figure out. And I think if we and I'm still working on getting a lot of background stuff together, like having education for men, single males, so like when they sign up, when the website's up, they'll get like, here's a expectation of like how this operates. We cannot guarantee you sex. You need to be able to talk to people. Like, we desire a safe space for women, so this is a woman-led space,
right?
Like where
they have to give permission.
They have to give, like,
throughout the entire,
or even in couples. Like a lot of times,
too.
The woman could like, I like that, you know. They'll approach the woman, or the woman will approach.
Yeah,
and the single woman will approach the couple, the one female of the couple. Like, there's a lot of protocol
there, and I would say too, like. There's a lot of different ways that people do their relationships,
right?
So you can't expect this one couple who's like, yeah, you can talk to my woman and she's free and all this other stuff. Well, this other people, like, you need to talk to the guy to get permission,
right?
Like, you have to ask people's dynamics. Like, you have to be able to talk. What is your situation? How do I, you know, go about? Are you in a relationship? Do I need to talk to your partner, or is it okay conversing with you about this? Like, there's different avenues,
levels, right? There's different levels to it.
Yeah,
and you got to be secure couples. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like,
true too.
You don't come in there, because I had someone in my DMs before who I had posted, I think in one of the groups. It was like a poly lifestyle group, and I posted a picture of me and my husband. It was like a sexy picture of us. And they went into my DMs and was like, oh my God, man, my husband been together for so long, and I just feel like I can't satisfy him, and I'm insecure and all this stuff. So I thought if I brought another woman in the relationship, I was like, I'm scared. I immediately, I was like, if you are insecure now, you're gonna be even more insecure
when she come in there,
right?
Yeah, you're gonna fuck around and find out, and it's gonna be fucking around and finding out.
But but see, that's the problem. What I'm saying with the lifestyle, so like, don't do it to save your marriage.
Absolutely not.
You have to already be secure in your marriage.
Yeah, you definitely have to have these conversations.
Before you
and I tell people,
are doing that,
right? Because I tell people, you know, I'm polygynous, right? And so me and my partner, we are seeking out a sister wife. And so for me, people think that it's automatic, oh, you must be bisexual, you must want a woman. No, sis, ain't got zero to do with me wanting to bump coochies with her. Okay, none of that. None of that. It's about building community and building a bond and building a safe space between me and this other black woman. Period. Has zero to do with sexual any of that, right?
Right.
So again, we have to talk about different levels of
and there are very different
levels, very different levels. And so that's why I love about your space is you give the opportunity for education, and a lot of people don't understand that. A lot of these sex clubs, we're not gonna say no names because you know who you are, niggas. You know who you are around here. Y'all be out here playing. And it be a lot of creepsters, like creepsters, because we do a lot of vendor events, a lot. And we go to these places and people think it's just appropriate to just sit up here. May I touch you? 1 second?
Yeah.
Just come up and just start.
Yep.
With no kind of consent, no kind of boundaries, no kind of excuse. I wish a nigga would come up to me and just start pawing me. Like, no. Do you understand who my husband is? Like, no. Like, that's a dangerous no-go, like, level. Like, you just can't do that. And so I'm so appreciative and so thankful that we have a space like yours that is for people of color, because again, a lot of people of color want to do this and want to be in these lifestyles and want to do this, but they feel as though they can't because, again, society has told us, you know, it's sinful and all types of bullshit and religion and all this kind of you know, the mama and the grandmama and them, like, because I had, when I was talking to my mom, right, and you know how my mama is, and I had mentioned about your mother being at the last one. And my mama looked at, and again, my mama is a pure Christian. Hallelujah. Okay. And she looked at me, she wrote my full government name. She's like, if you ever in your black ass life play with me like that, I'm gonna beat your ass. And I'm 40, y'all. And I'm like, but mama, no, but nothing.
I thought it was really cool.
I loved it.
And I had a conversation with your mom, and she was like, I'm just here to understand and learn, you know, my daughter's lifestyle. And, and I was like, oh, okay, that's kind of cool.
Your mama would be down for it.
But she would be in there like, what y'all doing up in there? Y'all nasty. What's up over there? Oh, so I got a funny story. I had posted it on Facebook. I call it the Xena Chronicles, because my mother, she does some stuff. My mother has dementia. And so she can't use the remote. She always is constantly calling us, asking us to change the channel or find a channel for her. So we have a Fire Stick which has porn on it, but it's like all the way at the bottom. And because she don't know how to work it, I don't think she ever read it. So her caregiver was there, and I'm, you know, on conference calls. I was on back-to-back conference calls on a Friday, and all of a sudden her caregiver sends me a text and says, your mom is watching the nasty things. And I'm like, I go in there, mama got it. She done found a way to find the porn. And she just sitting there, she like, and then she gyrating, doing it. She's like, they nasty, they doing it. I said, Lord. I was like, I know. I said, Mom, you gonna scare the caregiver away. She don't want to come back. She thought it was funny, but still, you know, like somebody else could have clutched the pearls. And like, she was like, yo, saw that text, and I'm on a work call, and it's like, your mother is watching nasty things. And I just had to share that. It was hilarious.
For the, you understand me? Her mom, but my mama, the way that my mama's, no, my mom
is hilarious.
Still, my aunt would be up in there doing it.
My mom is still.
Well, she would be like, no,
my aunt will be doing it. My aunt will be doing it. My mother's still observing, but I have some.
But I just thought that was cool that she was open to learn and not be so judgmental, even if it's not for her. You know what I'm saying?
But there would have been no way that my mama. First of all, my mom wouldn't have never even been in the house, let alone show up for that. And when I told her what happened, she was like, "If you ever in your black ass life play like that in my face, me and you, ma'am, it's me and you." And I'm like, but mama, no, but nothing. And I was like, but yeah, it was cool. And they, you know, she's like, see, this is why I ain't one of your little friends. Because you're not going to sit up here and play with me. And so I mean, yeah.
What's the saying? I think I got it from my mama. So I think that's really why she ain't like that.
Wait a minute. And the post I said, oh, so now I know where my freakiness come from. I can't, because I'm like, she has me rolling. But I have a question. Yeah. Because one of the things that, again, we need to normalize this. Yes. People are normal, everyday people who just, you know, might like sex more than you. You know what I'm saying? And it's not a big deal to go to a play party. In terms of in terms of like your kids and your ex-husband and stuff like that, how is that in terms of like your relationship? Yeah, how does that work now?
So my ex-husband has primary custody of the kids. They live with him, and I take care of them after school. That's our agreement. So for the most part, I see them on weekends when we're doing family stuff. But if I have a party planned, I'm at the house. So yeah, that's how our arrangement is. Like, I still see my children pretty much every day. And yeah, I don't know. I work on the Goddess's House full time, so this is what I'm doing, that and fucking around. You know, like I do enjoy myself and my body. But yeah, it's manageable. Like,
and your ex and he understands and works with you.
Yeah, he's on the journey too. You know, he, like, obviously we separated and there's a lot of hurt around our sexuality, which we're actively working on healing. Right. Which is beautiful, because I saw my parents divorced and they still are blaming each other and hating on each other and doing all kind of stuff. Right. But yeah, our goal was to be friends and he's like, I wouldn't do what you're doing, but I understand that that's just who you are and that's who you've been. Right. And, you know, I can see that, you know,
that's very mature.
Yeah, he is. I mean, he was older than me when we met. I was 15. He was 22. And he's like, yeah, I changed the course of your life forever. Like, and I can be responsible for that conversation. Like, but yeah,
that's good.
We're good. We're good. We're civil about it. Yeah.
And guess what? You get up, you go grocery shopping, you live your life, you do your thing. You're not just sitting around having sex 24/7.
I mean, sometimes I am. I'm not gonna lie. There are some days.
And that's okay. That's okay, but it's just like sometimes we have to normalize things, and especially in our community, it's like,
we just gotta allow space for us.
Yeah,
for
that
our
people,
pleasure.
You know, and sometimes people think like, oh, what is it, deviance up in this? Like, no, you'd be shy. It's like doctors, lawyers, and you know, all different types of people in space. Like, even when we talk about people in BDSM, a lot of times you'll see that submissives are usually like the boss.
Yeah, they are.
And the reason why is because they have to be the boss all the time. Yeah. That in the sex space, they just want somebody to tell them what to do.
Yeah, precisely.
And that's okay. That's their outlet. That's what works for them.
Yeah,
and it doesn't make them any less, you know, oh, you're a deviant because of it. Yeah. And that's the reason why we do what we do, is because we do want to normalize sex for people of color and let people know that it's okay. Because I think too, what happens is, a lot of times people have the desire never goes away.
Right.
But if they don't have the ability to explore or express it, then they're going into the deepest, darkest corners that they can't come back from.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Then it becomes deviant, if you understand what I mean. Like, it becomes to a place where it's not safe for them. And so let's create safe spaces where it's like you can be who you are.
Exactly.
And then go about your life.
Right. Yep. Yeah, and before I did this full time, I was a marketing manager for a real estate development company. So I was in corporate. I was doing the grind, doing the thing, and then I started doing the parties on the weekends, you know? Like, it is, I mean, it's an outlet that I feel like we just need as humans. Like, it is.
But I can just even tell from like I can see that you're centered. Yeah. You're very just like, you're happy.
Yes.
Like,
exactly.
I'm doing what I love.
Yep.
And I want to provide safe spaces for people.
I can't wait for that day when we can just say, fuck these jobs.
Yeah.
And do what we do, right?
Yeah.
Do what we do permanently.
Yes.
And really make and really create space for Black folks to be creative outlets, to have that, because we still work very white corporate jobs.
Yeah.
And I can't wait for the day to lead them motherfuckers.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Can't wait for the day.
I know. I mean, yeah. It's,
but in the
it's out
meantime,
there.
Yeah.
But in the meantime, like, I guess for me, it's just really all about, I mean, it's the balance.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
I'm doing what I'm doing until I can get to where I want to be.
Mm-hmm.
But also, it's really a mission to tell people that they're okay. You're not crazy. You're not.
Yep, exactly.
You're not sick.
Right.
You're not a hoe.
Yes, we
Yeah.
gotta rewrite all these
take,
narratives.
Or
rewrite them.
take hoe back and
Definitely take a
empower
hoe back.
it. You know what I'm saying?
We'll be having a whore's bath. It's
Yeah,
okay.
you know what I'm
Like,
saying? It's
listen,
like,
yes, we got it.
it's nothing wrong with you, and
Yeah, exactly.
and it really comes from a personal space
Yeah.
because for so long, oh my God, I can't.
Yeah.
Even though I might have been curious about it, I can never. Oh my
Yeah,
gosh,
that
I
was
can
right.
never do that. And once I free my mind from that, you know what I'm saying? And I want to do the same for others. Because
Yeah,
there's
same,
a lot of other
same.
people that feel that same way, and it's like, it's okay.
Yeah.
Be
Yeah.
free.
Yep. Exactly.
And the younger generation is starting to become, they're a little bit more open.
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It's
I'm noticing
my
that too.
generation.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, okay, we in our 50s, you in your 40s and stuff, but you can still do what you want to do it.
Yes.
Yep.
Exactly.
Do it. Just do it.
Do it now. Yep.
Listen,
So.
it's amazing to have you here in this space. We enjoy you, and we cannot wait. Today is the
Yes.
day for our Let's Eat
Yeah.
potluck, our pleasure advocate. What do you want to call it?
Potluck?
Like potluck.
Yeah. Pleasure advocate
Yeah.
potluck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Figure
And
out how
we
we can
thank
get
you
this out.
for
giving us the space.
Yeah.
and partnering with us in
Yeah.
this because it's hard to find like-minded people, like we
Yep.
talked about
Yeah.
with that that don't have that scarcity mindset. Because some people, they're like, nope, I want to do it all and make all the money and do what I'm saying. But sometimes that's hard. Sometimes you
It
need
is
help.
hard.
Sometimes it's good to bring somebody else with ideas to come in and maybe, and even financially to even
Yeah.
help. Like we could split this and make
Yeah.
what's most important to us
Yeah.
is creating amazing events and
Yeah.
experiences for people
Right.
that are so fun, freeing,
Yes.
and educational, where
Yeah.
they're just like, thank you for doing this because I wanted to know about this and I had nowhere to go.
Yep. Exactly.
Or I didn't want to go to those spaces because they didn't look like me. And
Right.
I'm tired of the whole white people shit conversation. So we are super excited. We're having a pleasure advocate potluck for people who are in the sex positive space here in Arizona. And it's really about us getting together, collaborating, networking, sharing best practices, sharing our calendar with each other of events, and just seeing how we can support each other and how we can elevate each other's brand, and also and make money too.
Yes. Exactly.
That's important. But at the same time too, just bring some really A1 events here for people to Arizona. They don't have to travel far and wide to get that. They can come right in their neighborhood and get it.
Yeah.
And have as much fun as they want and let loose. You work all day 9 to 5 and then you can come to one of our events and let loose.
Yes.
Yeah.
Exactly.
It's important. It's important because we see like other people that are in our industry doing amazing things, but they're either in Atlanta, they're in New York, but here in Phoenix is very, very challenging because of the state and what the state, all these other different things that are going on. But we want to do something here for the West Coast because a lot of the times Phoenix get lost in the shuffle. We're the 6th largest city in America, but people never come out here. Like, that's crazy to me. Like, so it's just we really want to say thank you again for allowing us to be in your space and doing this work together.
Yes.
We're all about collaboration over competition. That is our thing.
Building communities.
Yeah, that is our thing. That is our diatribe.
Absolutely.
And so we just want to say thank you, Goddess Aya.
My pleasure.
Yes.
Yes. And so you have just watched an episode of Sex, Love, and the Black Experience with our special guest, Goddess Aya.
Yay.
We will have how you can reach her in the show notes, because we want to make sure that you guys are following the Goddess's House. It's plural. That was the thing.
Yes, it is.
The Goddess's House and Goddess Aya, so you can know all the cool things that are going on. And if you're curious and want to come check it out. It's a safe space, so you don't have to worry about having to do anything that you don't want to do. So again, thank you so much for watching this episode, and we'll see you soon.
Bye.
Thank you for watching Sex, Love, and the Black Experience podcast. Please continue to tune in and keep watching. And follow us at dom.goddesses.com, join our VIP list, or Facebook and IG at omgoddesses20 and Twitter at omgoddesses.